I know it's only been a day since we last spoke, but there's been a lot of things that have happened in the last 24 hours or less. So I am just having my morning coffee. I got some new mugs. So like I had mentioned, Jimmy hates it when I get new mugs. So what I did is I actually cleared out a lot of the mugs that we have, and I ended up getting 4 of these new ones, which I absolutely am loving. I got them from Winners, which is like a TJ Maxx in the States, but they are a perfect size. I want to say they're 14 ounces and they are amazing. So I'm just sitting here having my coffee, but I wanted to talk about first what happened last night. Okay, so I worked last night until 5:30 and Jimmy works until 4 o'clock, and Jimmy has been working on a tiling project that I've been talking about. So when he came home, he let out the dogs, got changed, and quickly went into town to start working on his job for tiling. And then I came home at 5:30. Now, our dogs are fine, like left alone. There's nothing that they can get into, well, so I thought, but they're usually really, really good. Like, you know, we have them kenneled when we leave to work to know that they're safe. We decided that we would be kenneling our dogs, and luckily our rescue, like Rosie, she was kenneled when we got her from the previous owner that abandoned her. But I came home and I was like, okay, I'm gonna feed Ivy. I'm gonna go and visit her for a little bit. I'm gonna kind of chillax, figure out what I'm gonna have for dinner. And, you know, so I did that. I went down and fed Ivy, came upstairs, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna change out of my uniform and put on some comfy clothes. So another thing that I kind of noticed was there was a package of caramels that were in like where we have our pantry, like over there kind of by the back door. And I was like, that's weird. I'm like, maybe it dropped out of somewhere, or Jimmy dropped it or something, right? So I walked to the bedroom, which is, I'll show you kind of like with, so I walked to the bedroom. That is our bedroom door, the white door over here. And so I walk, and I look over, and you can kind of see where we have our stockings. Let me go closer actually. And so I'm walking here, and I'm like, I noticed that the stockings holder, Jimmy had made this stocking holder for us. This was completely knocked down. All of the, well, I shouldn't say all of it, but most of everything in the stockings was out of the stockings, and there was empty wrappers everywhere. So I had set this up because, you know, I'm like, the dogs won't get at it. First of all, like little Rosie, she's our savage. She is literally a savage, and she has eaten so much chocolate. She's probably eaten more chocolate than I have. I'm serious. So I was like, you know what, and Aries, he's not the dog to kind of like go towards it. Like he doesn't even jump on counters or nothing like that. So I was like, you know what, that'll be fine there. It's blocked by the chair. It's blocked by all of these gifts and everything. No, this thing was completely knocked over. Half of my tree was lost its ornaments. I was livid. So let me insert the clip that I took when I first seen it. I am going to mute it because I actually swore in it. I was so mad, and I don't get mad very often. You guys, I don't get mad very often. Like, I want to say like twice a year. Seriously, even my girls will be able to vouch for that. I think I've gotten like mad, raised my voice, or swore at them literally a handful of times. That's just not me. I have never been like that, and I never will be like that. Like, I'm the type that I never even spanked my kids. Like, I was never spanked as a child, therefore I never spanked my kids. That's just not in my nature. But the clip that I'm about to insert is muted for that reason, because I was just so mad. So I will insert that now. All right, so that was last night. That was when I came home. I was really upset. I literally went to bed. Whenever I get upset like that, I just call it a day and I tap out. Like, I'm done at that point. So Jimmy was gone working, and it was like 7 o'clock, and I was like, I'm done. I got into my pajamas, I stayed in bed, I watched a movie, and that was it. And I fixed it up. Like, obviously I cleaned everything up. I put what I could back in the stockings, but of course there was like candy everywhere that I don't even know. Like there was 10 stockings that I had to organize and to make even for everybody. I'm going to try to reorganize that maybe today later on and like empty all the stockings and start all over again. There was packages of candy like all over the floor that I don't know where it belonged to, so I'm gonna have to reorganize that. But I'm sitting here having my coffee like I showed you, and I look over to the nativity scene. So this is what I see when I'm having my morning coffee, and I'm like, okay, something definitely broke. There's even like, you know, remnants on the floor right here. And I'm like, what the heck broke? Because I said, I knew that there was only 2 lambs and it looked like it was white, right? And I was praying that it wasn't baby Jesus, right? So I come over here and I take a closer look, and it's one of the wise men. Like, oh my gosh. So anyways, of course, Jimmy didn't tell me or text me or anything, because I'm surprised that this is all still here. I'm surprised he didn't like glue it back together. But I texted Jimmy and I was like, Jimmy, what happened? What happened here? You know what I mean? I already texted you and told you what happened last night, but now what has happened here this morning? No, oh my gosh. No, Ivy. Okay, I gotta figure out a different setup for this, because now Ivy is getting at it when she's upstairs. Okay. Yes, I'm talking about you. Okay, so anyways, texted Jimmy a picture and I was like, what happened here? Obviously, I realized that it was one of the wise men that was broken, and it was Aries' tail. So this is, you know, I moved this because I usually have it in the living room, and I was like, you know what? I don't have much room in the living room. I'm gonna put it out here. It's kind of out of the way. You know, it's by the window, and there's literally like nothing around it. Yeah, Aries' tail. Aries' tail hit the corner, and you know, I'm lucky that I guess that's the only thing that was broken, but I don't know what we're gonna do about that. Maybe we'll try to glue it. The good thing is that like the front is fine. Like there is nothing on the front that's broken, because like he is kind of kneeling anyways, right? So the front is okay. It's just the back. So maybe Jimmy can glue it, or even I can glue it, take a glue gun and glue it all together. But I need to figure out a different setup for this, because I do not want anything broken. My mom actually gave me both of these sets, and that is from my Aunt Greta. That is how I got my middle name, Greta. She was actually my dad's sister who passed away before I was even born, and I just feel really close to her, like having her middle name. I have like her Alberta, or her birth certificate, I have her diary, I have her school bag. Like I have a lot of things from my Aunt Greta, and this is one of them. It's a tree topper, actually back from, you know, I would imagine the 50s. Anyways, I need to figure out a new place to set all of this. So anyways, just when you think you have absolutely everything done and you're somewhat ready for Christmas, it's just goes to crap. So I think what I'm going to do, because if you would have seen in the video, Rosie ate like, well, and I guarantee you Aries was part of it as well, obviously, but Rosie is just our, like, I don't know how to explain her. Like all of our Bichon Shih Tzus have been the same. Like they will eat anything. We used to call, Jake was our Bichon Shih Tzu that we had before, and we used to call him Garbage Guts. Literally, like Rosie is Garbage Guts, like the second, you know what I mean? And luckily both of them, they do fine with chocolate. This isn't the first time it's happened. I guarantee you it will not be the last. So that would have been a really highly costly vet bill though, if our dogs were reacted to candy in sorts. But luckily they aren't. Like obviously we monitor them, but nothing has ever happened. Literally nothing has ever happened. They haven't gotten sick, the diarrhea, like nothing. It's crazy. But Rosie really liked the candy cane chocolate almonds, and she really liked the big bar. It was like over a foot chocolate bar, and it was almonds and chocolate for Jimmy. She really likes the chocolate covered almonds, I'm guessing. So all right, I have moved it. It is over here. I feel much better knowing that it's up here now. So anyways, there it is. I think it looks actually really good. It's just that not a lot of people see it, which is fine. You know what I mean? It's just over in our little corner that we have here, but I feel like it's just the most secure over here. So that is all done. And Jimmy said that he is going to get some crazy glue to put this all back together as well. So yeah. All right, so I'm going to head into town and then I will be back home and I'm going to make a fantastic supper. I have a new recipe to share with you in today's video and I'm excited to try it. So I will see you guys when I get back from town. I am back home and I think I am all done. Completely everything. I had to pick up, I picked up actually a tray, a meat and cheese tray from Costco because I thought it would work out cheaper to buy that rather than buying all of the various meats and all of the various cheeses. We had that actually at one of our like luncheons at work and it was very, very good. So I ended up getting that because it's just easy. I ended up picking up some tray buns and also some cheese buns. So like I said, kind of for New Year's Eve, that is the plan, to just kind of have like a bunch of finger food and meat and cheese, and I'm gonna make also a dip as well, and then just set that, and then whoever's hungry can pick away at it. So that is my plan for New Year's Eve. But tonight for supper, I am so excited. I am going to be making some French onion pork chops for supper tonight. Found the recipe, it looks simple and amazing, so I'm going to make that. I'm also going to make some FreezerFit mushrooms that I found a recipe, and I will be making those fresh. I have not prepared them and froze them. I'm going to be making them fresh, and then I'm also going to have a side of cauliflower mash on the side. So let's get started for supper. I think this is gonna be delicious. All right, let's start with this recipe. This recipe is super easy. I will have it linked in the description below. We are going to take some thin cut pork chops. As you guys know, we do butcher our own pig, but the pork chops that we have are fairly thick and they do have a lot of fat on them. They're very, very good, but I thought for this recipe, I would kind of use like, I wanted thinner ones and I wanted ones that weren't, didn't have too much fat on them. So we are going to place them in a 9x13 pan. Right, so that is done. And then what we are gonna do in a medium-sized bowl or smaller bowl is we are gonna put some sour cream in our bowl, and then we are also going to put in a package of onion soup mix. So it had said to French soup. I could not find any French soup mix, but I did find some just onion soup mix. So that is what I'm going to put in there, and it is going to be one package. We are going to want to mix that all together, and then we are going to place it on top of our pork chops. All right, so this is all well combined now, and all we are going to do is just put it all on our pork chops. Then I'm just gonna spread it out evenly on top of the pork chops. And then after that, we are going to be putting then after that is done, we are going to be putting on our crispy fried onions. These were the ones that I could find. I know normally I always see the French's brand of fried onions, but they are sold out everywhere. I literally went to 4 stores and the 5th store finally had some. So these ones are pretty low in carbs. For 2 tablespoons, there are 3 carbs. I know that may sound high, but over the course of the whole entire chops here, it's not gonna work out to a lot. So we're just gonna spread those evenly on top of the pork chops. All right, these are all finished now. That was so simple. We're just gonna cover it with tin foil, and then we are going to put it in a 350-degree oven and bake it for 30 minutes. All right, so we are going to get started on our mushrooms while that is in the oven. So these do need to go in the oven as well. So I'm gonna try to fit them in together. And then the only thing left we have to make is the cauliflower mash, and I took the easy way out and bought a frozen one. So that's easy enough. I threw it in the microwave and warm it up that way. But we are going to get started on our side dish, and our side dish today is going to be balsamic garlic infused mushrooms. So I absolutely love mushrooms. So this part of the video is sponsored by FreezerFit.
Thank you so much, FreezerFit, for being a longtime supporter on my channel. On their website, you will find numerous recipes that you can make all at once and do batch cooking. FreezerFit is technically a batch cooking online recipe cookbook. They have hundreds, if not thousands, of recipes that you will find on their website, including keto, dairy-free, gluten-free, and various other kind of dietary needs. Today, FreezerFit is offering a free keto cookbook, so make sure that you check the link down below and watch all the way through and watch Chef Susie do a whole bunch of batch cooking. At the very end of that, you will receive your free keto cookbook. So let's get started on these mushrooms. I am so excited because I absolutely love mushrooms. All right, so the good thing about FreezerFit is that they actually have a part where you can adjust the amount of people and the servings that you want. So since I am the only one keto, Jimmy does like mushrooms and he might eat this, but Zoe is gone and so it's just me and Jimmy, so I feel like he might eat this. So I'm only making enough for 4 people because I do want leftovers, and I will probably take the same meal to work with me tomorrow. So I'm just gonna clean off these mushrooms and then we will get started. Let's get started. I have cut a few of the bigger ones in half. So let's get started. We're gonna mix it all in here, all the ingredients, and then this will be baked in the oven as well. So what we will need is some olive oil and put some of this garlic infused olive oil in. Then we will need some balsamic vinegar. So this is the kind that I'm using. This is actually from a store here local in Medicine Hat, but I am going to be using some of that balsamic vinegar. And we will add some Italian seasoning as well, and then some salt and pepper. All right, then we're just gonna gently mix those with a spatula here, and then we are gonna put these on a baking sheet to roast in the oven. I have lined my baking sheet with some parchment paper, and I am just gonna put all of the mushrooms on the parchment paper, and we are going to bake them at 425 degrees for about 20 minutes, and we can flip them about halfway through. Right, so the pork chops are done. I'm just gonna wait for my mushrooms, and I've already put the cauliflower mash in the microwave, so that should be finishing up. So I will show you my final plate. Wow. This absolutely looks delicious. I will get back to you on how it tastes, but this looks like the perfect keto meal, if I must say so myself. So easy as well too. So I will be back to close out this video and to give you my thoughts on everything. Okay, that supper was absolutely delicious. I loved everything. So I like to mix my foods a lot. So mixing the mashed cauliflower with the mushrooms and then the pork chops, it was so good, you guys. Make sure you make that. It is so simple. Guaranteed your family will absolutely love all of that. You can even sub the mashed cauliflower for mashed potatoes, but absolutely delicious. All right. I remembered today, you guys. Let's do the cheese. We are doing the 23rd, so let's do the 23rd, and then we only have 1 left. All right, it is Red Leicester is the cheese of the day. All right, there we go. We only have 1 left. That is the end of the video. Make sure you hit the red subscribe button. Give this video a like to let me know that you're liking my content. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so YouTube can notify you when I upload a new video. See you tomorrow.